Welcome to the first ever Alt Fam Adventures video. We'll go into detail more on who we are, but my name is Aaron. Then there's Elisa, who's my wife, and then there's Todd, who's my son. And so it's the three of us, and we do different vacations and things like that. And we hope to be able to share with you some of these trips. But really for today, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about and kind of do a simple review of a few things here. First, what you're looking at here is our 2025 Honda Pilot Black Edition. This is actually the fourth Honda Pilot that we've owned. We bought our first Honda Pilot in 2005 when Todd was just a little guy. And then 10 years later, we bought another one in 2015. And then 6 years later, we bought another one in 2021. And then we decided that we needed to add another Pilot to the family. So this year, we added the 2025 Honda Pilot. And we actually decided to go up a model or two from where we normally go. And we've got the Black Edition here. So part of this video series, we'll be talking about our experience on a big road trip that we're about to undertake. We'll get to that later. And then the other part of it will be kind of a review as we go through that road trip on our brand new Thule box that we have there. We have a Thule, it's a Motion XT XL size cargo carrier box. And we had to upgrade to that because the old rooftop carrier that we had for our 2015 Pilot, that used to be our family road trip vehicle, the box that we had for that did not fit. The new cross arms have a kind of a fixed position there, so they would not line up with our old rooftop carrier, which was absolutely fantastic for us. We used it, what, Todd, about 12 different times from different road trips over the years? Yeah. With very minor issues, although one time we were going about 70 miles an hour somewhere in Montana, and luckily somebody was nice enough to let us know that our lid was about to blow off because I may have forgotten to latch it, and it was empty as we were coming back from Glacier. But anyway, this one here is super easy to install. Todd and I normally, when we get ready for these road trips, we go over to my office and spend quite a bit of time looking at how we're going to do it, because you had to reach around the hinges on one side to be able to install the kind of the U-brackets that were on there. This one was a lot easier. We just popped it on top there. It has a couple of latches, and you just turn them and snap in one side. And then because you can open it on both sides, we're able to walk around and open it up and snap it down. And we'll show you maybe some more of that stuff later. There is a ton of videos, a ton of content all across YouTube on these boxes. And I actually watched a lot of those videos, and that's what helped me make the decision. I mean, these things are definitely an investment for sure. This is $1,000 worth of rooftop cargo carrying space here. The other thing that we have on the back here is our trusty hitch tray that we bought sometime around 15 years ago. And again, it's been on, well, more than a dozen trips, because we've used that in times when we didn't even use our old rooftop carrier too. So all told though, what we hope to talk about in this video series this time around is going to be, just kind of how the Pilot's doing for the big road trip, and then how the Thule box worked out for us. The third part of this video will be talking about where the road trip is, and we have a lot of experience with it, but this road trip is going to be 1,135 miles one way from where we live up here in the Pacific Northwest, all the way down to Southern California. And you guessed it, and the title of the video may be included in there, so not really sure, but we're headed to Disneyland. And we've probably driven to Disneyland, Todd, how many times did you say you've been to Disneyland?
12 times.
12 times. Of that 12 times, I'm pretty sure at least half of those times have been road trips down. All of those road trips would have been done in a Honda Pilot. Probably the bulk of them were in the original Honda Pilot that we owned, the 2005 Honda Pilot, which was a great vehicle. It would still be in our driveway today had it not been totaled back in 2015, which led us to buy the 2015 Pilot. But anyway, we're going to be heading down to Disneyland. And one thing that I noticed when you watch a lot of the Disneyland YouTubers, you know, a lot of them, you know, kind of show Disneyland content and talk about Disneyland from, you know, total experts. We're talking about people that are in the park a lot, you know, weekly, maybe some of them almost daily. And they talk about things more to the annual pass holder as opposed to people like us who it's a big deal for us to go to Disneyland. We've got to pack up and, you know, round trip drive about 2,500 miles, or load up and drive a couple hours up to the airport, sit at the airport for a couple hours, and then fly down for a couple hours. So it's a different experience for people to experience Disney than it is for a lot of the popular YouTubers who, by the way, I watch and appreciate everything that they have to say and everything they do. It allows me to get my Disney fix in during the year, especially if we don't have a trip planned. But going to Disney for people that don't live close and aren't well-to-do, it's a different experience than a lot of the stuff that I've seen on YouTube. So we thought that we would add our twist to it, or our thoughts on it, or whatever. We're not super fancy people. We're, you know, we're just average folks, lucky enough to be able to do this, and so we're excited to take people along. We're not sure, you know, how many of these videos we're going to do, and we're not sure if anyone's going to watch. We figured at the very least it'll be a way for us to document it for ourselves, and if people watch, hey, that's fantastic, that's great. But we're not doing it, I'm not doing it thinking that I'm going to quit my day job, or this is going to be Todd's lifetime career, although if he wants to do it, I fully support him trying to do it, that's for sure. But hopefully, you know, people will watch, they'll enjoy, and they'll see, you know, just kind of average folks on a epic Disney road trip. I am a huge road trip person, also a bit of a control freak. I usually insist on driving. We have made this trip down, my wife, my son, and I. And in the past, a lot of times we went with my sister-in-law and her husband and their kids. And most of our road trips for about the last 10 years have been with my brother-in-law, his wife, and their son. And they'll be joining us with this trip. And at some point, I'm sure that they'll be willing to jump in and out of videos and things like that with us for the trip. So yeah, it'll be kind of fun. Again, document it, at least for us, and if the universe is interested, yeah, we'll go from there. One of the other things that we can offer as experts is the hotel that we're staying at. We talked before that my son's been to Disneyland. This will be his 12th time. And every single time that he's been to Disneyland, we've stayed at the exact same hotel. Now, it's had different names, but it's the same hotel. Todd, what's the name of the hotel? You don't remember? Anaheim? The Anaheim, yes. So we've been staying at the Anaheim. I think the first time that we stayed with my brother-in-law, or my sister-in-law and her husband, I guess my brother-in-law, was back in 98 or 99. My sister-in-law found it as a really affordable, very close to the park hotel with a huge swimming pool, which has always been important to our family. And then Todd came along years later, and it's the place that Todd has stayed at the most than any other place other than our home. No friends, no family, nobody or nowhere has Todd stayed as much as he stayed at this hotel. All told, probably somewhere around 100 nights in this hotel in his young life. So I just think that's kind of an interesting little tidbit there. But anyway, we'll kind of maybe talk about the Anaheim a little bit too. I know that, you know, again, we're not, you know, hotel reviewers or anything like that. We don't have a whole lot of experience with any of this other than watching other people do it and thinking that it would be fun. So we're going to learn a lot from all the mistakes we're going to make. And we'll just keep sharing, though, the good, the bad, the ugly, and we'll go from there. Todd, what are you most excited for to share with people during this video experience?
The car?
The car.
For this video?
The car for this video.
Like the series?
Well, like the whole series, I guess, yeah.
I'm just excited to learn like how to use a camera and make other kinds of videos than I do.
Oh, and that's an interesting tidbit too, because we can get into that later too, and we can talk about other topics in other video series or whatever. But yeah, we are brand new, completely brand new to all of this stuff. And so I got to make sure that I don't just keep going on and on and on, because Todd told me we need to be very specific with what we're going to be doing on each video series. So we'll keep it to, you know, kind of these three things here: the kind of the review of how the pilot handles the new pilot handles the road trip, our experience with the Thule box, and then we'll document a lot of the stuff with our Disneyland trip. The other thing that I think that we'll get into a little bit, and in this video series, we do have a dash cam. It's not installed yet, and we don't, you know, do a professional install like some of the folks I've seen on YouTube do. I just stick it right up there on the windshield and let the line hang down. But Todd will splice in some videos of actual dash cam footage and of us driving down and things like that into some of the videos that come along later in the series too. And we may be even able to pop in maybe some pictures from trips in the past. I know Todd and I started documenting the 2015 pilot. Like I said but previously, the 2015 pilot is the pilot that we've really used for most of our road trips. And we always try to get a picture in the morning right before we head out with the cargo carrier on top, the hitch tray on the back, and everything ready to go. So we've got some pictures of some of that we might be able to put in, you know, into either this video or subsequent videos to follow. So other than that, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this video up. Unless, Todd, did you want to do a quick kind of camera quick shots on the inside to let people see maybe what the 2025 Black Edition looks like? So super excited. It's definitely roomier than any of our other pilots. I mean, don't get me wrong, we loved well, and we still have two other pilots at home, but we love our pilots. We are definitely Honda Pilot people. It just works great for our family. It's a great compromise from the big SUV that I would really want compared to a smaller vehicle that my wife would appreciate. And in all honesty, she ends up driving them more than I do because I have a truck that I drive for work. So I don't put a lot of miles on these vehicles unless, you know, we're going on a road trip or, you know, maybe weekend miles for the most part. So it's probably a little more important that my wife is comfortable with the vehicle. So this ends up being just a perfect size. As you can see, that well, we'll say 5 large to normal size folks, and then my wife will be in here. So 6 adults fit in here really easy. We've already kind of done a little trial trip just to make sure everybody fits good and everything. So there'll be some rotating seats as people need to move around and sit in different spots other than the captain's chair there. That one's mine. And so everybody else will rotate through for the trip. So hopefully this will be interesting for everybody, but if not, like I said, we at least get to document what we're going through and what we're doing, and so we're going to be doing more of these videos going forward. So we hope that everybody is interested and wants to follow along, and we will see you on the road.